Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Taking Over with myself, Astrid, and my special guest for tonight, Jose. How are you, Jose?
Wait, I get to do the Astrid pose again. It's been forever.
Yeah,
Hi.
it's been a
I'm
while.
I'm good. It has been a long time since the two of us have done anything on the air together, so I'm excited.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Ed might not be here. Most likely, he had a family situation, so everybody can send him love and well wishes. Hopefully,
Yep, he
everything.
just said it in the chat too. He won't make tonight.
There you
Hope
go.
all is well, Ed.
Yeah. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Even though I don't think I'm Irish in any way. I had to look at my ancestry part. I don't think I am.
Yeah. I have Irish cousins. Does that count? I like
I
Irish
mean,
whiskey.
why
Does
not?
that count?
Why not? I have to look at my ancestry now that I think about it. I forget what it
Yeah.
is. Um, I know obviously it's a lot of like Europe. That's why I
See, I've
don't
never done the
for sure.
kit, but I don't know.
You should do. You know, I thought about it because I jokingly always told my mom it was like I remember in school everybody would be like I'm like a quarter this and a quarter that and I'm like I'm just Puerto Rican. I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Um, so I was like every time I saw it, I was like thinking I want to do it, and then they had it this kind of for the holidays. So I said, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to know my background.
I will say
Yay!
sometimes those kits are good for something. Off the air, I could tell you about someone in our extended family that took a kit and ended up finding like a long lost half
Yeah.
sibling, which
Mm-hmm.
is like a whole other can of worms. But I don't want to derail the show with this tonight. I'm just
Oh,
trying,
that's
mate.
really right.
Hi, Jamie.
Oh,
No.
hello.
Oh,
And though everybody's here.
yep.
Yeah, so mine is, I don't
Fans
think
all
it's much
here.
Irish on it that I remember correctly. I know it's
I
a
feel
lot
like
of,
everybody's Irish on
oh,
St. Patrick's Day, though. Although I totally missed the memo and didn't
just a
put my
tiny
lights
bit.
green, so oh
Oh,
well.
I didn't put anything green today, now that I think about it.
Well,
No.
I feel like green on St. Patrick's Day is so performative. No.
Well, I'm glad I'm not in school anymore. It's like if all of a sudden I didn't know about it when I first moved here, and to have people like pinch you on the first thing, it's like, what am I missing here? Somebody give me context. I'm not from here.
Yeah. Just like, here's an
It
empty can
helped.
of Sprite. That's my green.
It's like you wear anything to me? My socks, you can't see them, and then that'll be the trick of like they will leave you alone.
No, I'm literally wearing like red, white, and black. Like, I did not put any effort into being St. Patty today.
It's
But
okay.
wait, my Kindle's green. That counts. And I was reading earlier because I have an arc that I'm finishing up. But yeah.
Mine's not green. I think mine is black. If I remember, yeah,
Yeah.
mine is black.
Yeah.
I didn't pick
I'm
it.
just glad you finally got one because I remember you wanted one
I
for the longest.
know. I know. My boyfriend gave me the one of the best presents ever. I won't forget it. Every time I remember every time I lay down and I can read now. It feels so different compared to
But it
the.
is so hard to go back to like reading on a regular screen, like books at least, when you have an e-ink
Mm-hmm.
screen. Like, it spoils you. Jose didn't seem like a green kind of guy. Well, to be fair, in the realm of other things that are green, I have ran out and not re-upped, so you know, that was the sound I wanted. I know where my soundboard is, but
I
yeah.
was like, somebody's fishing for something. uh, as an adopted person, this DNA kits help my childhood trauma in case my paleness was in evidence. I'm also very Irish.
Right?
I'm more Spaniard, but obviously that makes sense with the heritage in Puerto Rico, so I'll take
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, can't deny that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, tonight we are talking about girl fight wrestling. Lost Valentine. This was pretty cool card. I enjoyed it, but one of the reasons why we had Jose here because Jose was there. So I was like, I wanted to know before you even get started on this. How was it going there? Because that's such a cool event to go to be honest.
So this was fun for a couple different reasons. One, I think to my knowledge, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as being there in person, this was my first all women show I've gotten to go to. So that
Mm-hmm.
was exciting. And then on top of that, it was me and Ella Jay traveling over to Louisville. We got to see our good friend Paca Volcano in the flesh for the first time. So got to spend a weekend with her. We were doing all the fun stuff. We went mini golfing. We went to different bookstores in the area. We watched the first 4 episodes of Heated Rivalry because Jen didn't watch it yet. And she still needs to finish the last two, which are like the best ones. But I'm trying to be nice about it. Uh, but we also got to like actually go over to just across the border into Indiana for this awesome girl fight wrestling show. Billie Starkz taking over the company and like
Mm-hmm.
putting on a hell of a show. I had a great time there. Sean Ross Sapp was there. So automatically, like, how bad can it be if you got SRS in the building? And more importantly, Mrs. SRS in the building, who's the real icon.
That's
But
true.
yeah, no, it was a great time. Got to see a lot of good people, even like
Mm-hmm.
reminiscing with pictures and talking about like the hype before we got on the stream tonight. Everybody was like very much still and like, oh, so good to see everybody. Very kumbaya. Just a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
when you go to an all women show, you just have this feeling of positivity and just camaraderie
Mm-hmm.
that's harvested like as a byproduct or whether it's intentional,
Yeah.
but it's nice to see that energy still make its way past the event into like the online social circles. And then obviously they're running again in May, so things are going well.
Yeah, I wish I know that obviously it's gonna be around that area, but I wish it would go
Yeah.
down because I'm like if I could get it somewhere else, I would literally get closer just to be able to watch it. I did want to ask you because that building was very a different kind of setup from what I've seen before. Was it like a brewery or something like
Yeah, it
that?
was a brewery.
Okay.
I think it was like Our Lady of something hops. Hold on. I mean, I'm sure I could find the actual venue again if I go on their Twitter. But yeah, no, it was like a cool brewery setup. The stage was
Mm-hmm.
where the hard cam was. So like normally like they have a staging area for like live music and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to see like obviously like the bar area in the back, like the exposed pipe work. The ring wasn't too short, which I appreciated. So like they still had plenty of room. But yeah, it was a nice intimate crowd. Like they had a food truck on the outside as far as like
Mm-hmm.
food stuff goes. Not gonna lie, they were pretty slow. It took the whole intermission to get some not so great chicken tenders, but I wasn't there for chicken tenders. I was there for wrestling. I was there for vibes. I was there for pictures. I was there for all the fun stuff. So yeah, no, I still
Yeah.
had a great time. Our Lady Perpetual Hops Brewery in New Albany, Indiana.
Mm,
That was the name.
yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I knew the setup looked very different in the background for me, and I was like, it kind of looks like a brewery, but I'm not entirely sure. But that's a great question for Jose later.
Oh, it sure was.
Yeah, so it looked very different for me. I had never seen a wrestling show at a brewery before. That's the first time for me, at least. So it looked very different, and I feel like it made it look even more unique than most shows too.
Yeah, and then like where they had the entrances, where they had it like tarped off for the girls to like get ready and stuff. There were a bunch of pinball machines. It was like a really cool aesthetic with that. They
Hmm.
had an apple pie beer on draft that I had, and it was actually pretty good. So
Hey,
if
love.
anybody's looking for like an apple pie sour, I guess go to Our Lady Perpetual Hops. Why not?
Why not? One other thing that I wanted to ask you before we really get into it, what was the reasoning, like one of your main reasons, aside from meeting your friends and things like that, but like when it comes to the car, like who was the reasons why you attended the show to begin with?
So I think for me, like I was gung ho to go just because of the fact that I have not gotten a chance to like do like the all women show weekends. Like
Hmm.
growing up, like getting into wrestling because of women's wrestling, I was too young to really travel for Shimmer shows. I haven't been near a Shine show. I've been able to go into Canada for when whatchamacallit, for the Canusa Classic that Smash Wrestling used to do. I don't know if they're going to bring that back at all, but just I've always wanted to go to an all women show. I haven't even gone to a WWE Evolution show, so like this happening and like having like a good crew of friends that wanted to go as well made it worth
Hmm.
it. And then obviously just like seeing some of the people on the card was just impressive. I mean, obviously it's good to see Billie Starkz there. My good friend Emily J, who's been such a sweet friend of mine for the last 4 years, I finally got to see her wrestle in person for the first time, which was
Hmm.
awesome. I got to see Maya World wrestle in person for the first time, Vert Vixen, got to see Rachael Ellering wrestle again, got to see Athena wrestle again, which I will say, keep in mind things are always card subject to change. Originally, it was not Athena going to be wrestling at that show,
Hmm.
but she was still going to be there in some capacity. But it was originally going to be Jamie Hayter that went against Vert Vixen.
Oh
But
yeah. Hmm.
you know, you make chicken soup out of different scenarios, and considering the quick turnaround we had from okay, this is going to be the new match, and how well it went on in the main event.
Hmm.
I don't think anybody's going to complain about, oh damn, Athena's wrestling on the show. What are we going to do? No, like it was great. It was great.
Yeah. Oh, I was robbed of Jamie Bever versus Dina Rocked. Yeah, I really enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
I was like, hopefully for the next one, maybe she's there, but we'll see. I figure we'll get on with the beginning of the card. Sorry, I'm also like doing like double duty, doing my thing and also doing uh, Ed's thing. But I figure we will start with the beginning here with Maya World versus Rachel Armstrong. Um, I think of most of the shows that we have done, we have talked about Maya, but I think it's the first time we actually discuss Rachel in the show here. First of all, I'll give her props for having airplanes as her theme song. I haven't heard that song in quite a while.
Yep.
It's like I remember when everybody was quoting it on Facebook around that time it came out. So why
Yep.
not?
Oh,
Plus, it's a
also shout
favorite
out
of
to
the
like the
song.
pre-show playlist that had going on because my
Mm-hmm.
one request was like, okay, they have to play "Girl Fight" by Brooke Valentine, and of course they did. So I'm like, okay, anything else they play from here is a plus. But like that, they knew that was
Mm-hmm.
required listening, so I was happy with that. But yeah,
Yeah. This one I really enjoyed it. This is one of those like I kind of figured Maya being the person that is signed will probably most likely get that win, but it's still a
hmm
great show for Rachel at the end. Um, I liked how they started off with like chopping off each other. I call it the chop off at the begin
yeah,
towards the beginning of the match. Maya also gave her with a submission, and at one point she also missed a moonsault. That I was like, dang it, it looked pretty nice until she missed it, unfortunately.
yeah.
Um, but I love her rolling senton was really beautiful, and one of my favorite parts was Rachel doing the standing slice, but that was very nice to watch. I loved how she did it. Just I think almost like in the middle of the ring, to be honest.
Yeah.
But at the end we have almost like a shining wizard, and that's how Maya wins the match. Um, so like the result wasn't really surprising for me in that aspect of it, but still the match itself, I still feel like it was a fun match to open the show with. I like the sportsmanship between Rachel and Maya here at the beginning as well. I feel like they really give us a lot of energy to start the show to begin with.
Yeah, no, I will say this was my first time getting to see Rachel Russell in person, so getting to be a little bit more familiar with her, I thought she did really good in a match with My World. Got to show a little bit of power stuff, got to show a little bit of striking stuff.
Hmm.
It was a great way to get the crowd invested early on in the show. I mean, you think about the fact that Maya World went from being like one of the top independent wrestlers of 2025 to not only being signed with AEW, but now as of this past week, she is the true number one contender to the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship because she survived the 10 minutes in a proving grounds match against Athena, where it looked like she was actually going to get a pin, but the time limit had come instead. So definitely good to see My World. I mean, in any capacity, but I mean, kind of made sense that she would be the victor here, but I don't think Rachel Armstrong looks weak at all in defeat here. I
No.
mean, anytime that you could put up a good performance against someone who's signed to one of the bigger promotions in the world as someone who's making a name for themselves independently, that's never going to be a bad thing.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like it's one of those like she was able they were both able to showcase themselves. So I always take that as a win when you can show a little bit of somebody else. And like you said, if it's the first time somebody else is watching like Rachel, then this is a good introduction of her. And she's able to showcase herself, which is I think what's really important in the match, whether she wins or loses. So very glad they opened with this one. Then we went on to the Fatal Four Way, which is Billie Starkz versus the Stunner Emily J versus Pescadita, Lili Ruiz versus Allie Albright. This is the first time I get to see Allie wrestle as well. Um, and Emily, because I've seen clips of Emily here and there, obviously, and I've interviewed her, but I hadn't seen like an entire match from her. But I would say this is one of those that I wish I would have seen a little bit more from Emily because I feel like for a moment she just disappeared during the match, and I'm like, Dang, where is she? I want more from her. So
Yeah, no,
that's
I
the only
I agree with
like the
that
big
part. Yeah.
downfall for me in this match was that part. Um, but one thing I would say what I loved about this is the fact that even though they try several times to like team up with each other here and there as they can, be in a fatal four way, but Billy Starks is really just one versus all three of them in so many points in this match, and it's incredible to watch that more than anything. That was something I hadn't really seen in quite a while.
Yeah, and then it kind of happened the same thing later on in the match too when Allie was getting beat down. She kind of took on everybody too, especially when it was like her in the ring, which is Lily and Emily, and kind of going back and forth, and then kind of getting cut off by Billy. So it was my first time seeing Allie wrestle at all, and I think also my first time seeing Lily Ruiz wrestle at all, and I was impressed by both of them. So I've seen like clips of Allie on social media and everything. Lily was like brand new to me. Like this
Hmm.
is the first time I've seen her like got wind of her. I think she's pretty good. So it looks like she's a Midwest girl, I think, based out of Chicago. I like the fact that she was doing a lot of power stuff. I like the fact that she's a good striker. I thought it was a fun component to have in the four way. So, me being me, when Emily went down on the floor after she got ran into the post, she was down for a while. And it doesn't pick up on the broadcast, but for those of you that don't know, Miss Emily J, bless her heart. She's not known for sleeping on these show weekends. She's known for powering through on the road with her beloved white monster.
Yeah, white monsters.
Yep.
I
An
believe
energy
that.
drink hates to see her coming. But I distinctly remember her being on the floor, like selling and everything. I'm just like, Emily, do you want a white monster? She's like, yeah. And then like telling her after the show, was like, yeah, no. Someone asked me if I wanted a white monster or not. I'm like, girl, who the hell else would say that but me? So, and lo and behold, someone brought her like a full case of it before the show, so she's good to go on that front. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, like I feel like I never get to like chirp anybody to wrestling shows. I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do it, it has to be one of my friends. So that was fun there, but like it was just a fun fatal four way, and I like the fact that it came down to Billie and Emily. I thought that Billie was gonna try to go like Segoi Driver at first, but then you see Emily do like a tilt a whirl. She was gonna go for like a Black Widow, but instead that big tombstone for the win for Billie to seal the deal and retain the championship. I thought that was actually a pretty good way to close
Hmm.
things out for that one.
It's so funny fun with Lili. I've seen her quite a few times, so I feel like she's such a character that really
Yeah.
stands out, especially with her dance moves in the ring. So it's
The
like it
dance
keeps
moves,
her.
everybody's bestie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with Allie, it just I keep seeing more of like that Hugger Bailey, and it was like I know like
I feel
in
like
that moment.
yeah, Hooker Bailey's a good parallel for it because it's like
Yeah.
obviously happy to be there, happy to be in the ring with whoever,
Mm-hmm.
but also like was still pulling out some good offense too. So
Yeah. Yeah, I like that because I just reminded my of the Hunger days. So every time I saw her and like her like being besties with everybody, shaking hands with everybody when the match started, it's like this one I got a new bestie, and I love that because it really makes her stand out too when you think about it that way. Her with her colorful gear and just like making everybody her bestie in every single match that she has, and they're shaking their hands. Like it's one of those things like if you think about it even after the match is done. And I like that when you still remember things like that when it's over. It's like, yeah, I remember her because she did this, even if it was during the match itself. So I really enjoy that. But I like I said, it's like I love the fact that even with having three opponents, really just Billie just takes over in this whole match. But I like the fact that she's able to showcase each one of the girls before she gets the victory at the end. So it's that she
mhm.
has like little moments with everybody before the match ends.
Yeah,
And I pretty much like the balance that she has with everybody. It's like, here, I'm gonna do a little bit with you, I'm gonna do a little bit with you, a little bit with you, and then go around, do a little something else. So I feel like it was really well balanced with everybody in that aspect of it. I just yeah, just wish I would have seen a little bit more family before the match ended. That's my only like critique overall with the match.
yeah. I know. I think originally Black Label Pro was going to have her versus Billy Starkz in a one-on-one, but I think because Ring of Honor is doing a TV taping, they ended up pulling that match from the card. So,
Oh.
but I will say I don't know if it's on streaming anywhere, but Emily did recently defend the PWJ Pro Wrestling Junkie Women's Championship successfully against Priscilla Kelly.
Oh yeah, I
So if
think
you
so.
want to seek out what she can do in a singles match where
Mm-hmm.
she really has a tough opponent. I mean, anybody that's coming from like WWE in a singles match is going to be hard, let alone having to do it with a championship on the line. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of put up or shut up. So I feel like that's a good little bit of exposure for her if it's on the streamings. But yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think Ed had mentioned that he was watching or he was about to watch it recently, so I was waiting for him to finish it. But that's definitely one on my list because I definitely want to see more of her. It's not enough with just seeing the highlights of the match. I would definitely want more from that.
Yeah.
Um, Talking about another Kelly, we have Killer Kelly versus Jada Stone. This was another one that's I don't want to say it was the comedy kind of thing, but it just felt like a little bit of comedy at the beginning, but also getting serious at the end when it gets down
Yeah.
to it.
I
And it's
wouldn't even
like,
say so much comedy, but just character work. And I mean, also
yeah.
if you put it in perspective, TNA past versus TNA present.
I thought about that too. I It made me think about it. I don't know if it was around this time or I think it was the next match. In commentary, they do mention that they say about all the people that we have within the companies here because we do have AW, Ring of
Yeah.
Honor, we do have WID, we also have NWA, but we have
And
TNA.
TNA.
Yeah, so it's like it's one of the very few events in itself that you have people from so many different companies all at once. And I didn't think about it at first until they mentioned it. I was like, huh, there is a lot of people in here and different companies. So I love the representation that we get from everybody here too.
Yeah, so we're gonna say that Billy Starks and Girl Fight Wrestling is the forbidden door of women's wrestling. I ain't mad at it.
No, I would not be mad at it ever.
Oh, it is on
uh,
IWTV. Well, not to give you guys an episode of taking over to do, but I guess that's something to
yeah,
add to the watch list. I guess.
yeah, we do have I think the it didn't feel difficult at first, but now the difficult part is always choosing a show before before we always have a back and forth. It's like I like this one, but I like this one, and then something else comes up. It's like oh, this card on this one. So that's I think the most difficult part about doing the show now. Just deciding on which
Yeah.
one to cover.
Well, I mean, you're going
Um,
from like doing it in a format where you're watching weekly television to then
mhm,
having your pick of the litter because I mean, doing independent wrestling like and not like limiting it. Okay, we're gonna do like this region, or we're gonna do like all women's, or we're gonna do
mhm,
like a hardcore like deathmatch one, or like
yeah,
you have so many different options. That, like I
mhm.
understand, like it's like overwhelmed. Like, oh, what are we doing? Which one? Which one? Which one? But yeah.
Yeah, and especially with Mania weekend happening, there's gonna be a lot coming out during that weekend too.
The
So
only thing that's going to be taking over Mania weekend is the coffee pop because I don't know how everybody's going to keep up with it.
no, so I
It's too
figured
much wrestling.
mid-April to May, it's probably all gonna be Mania show somehow. Um, but yeah, it's like
Well, I mean,
it's a
Double or Nothing is going to be on the May side of things. So, like, that stretch between, like, mid April to mid May,
mhm,
so much
yeah,
wrestling.
a lot. But yeah, we were saying about Killer Kelly versus Jada Stone. It's like you said, I like the character here with Killer Kelly, like going trying to go after Jada and try to bite her the way she was at first. Even trying to get under the referee to get to her. I thought it was pretty funny at first too.
It's also good
Just
just to see Killer Kelly wrestling again because I know, like, it'd been a
right.
while, obviously, maternity leave and, like,
Mm-hmm.
her being off of TV. So, like, that was fun to see. Her daughter was there
Yep.
with Myron Reed as well, too. So, that was kind of fun to see them on the side by the merch
Mm-hmm.
tables and everything. But yeah, no, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like Jada Stone is someone that like I've kind of had on my radar. Like obviously, like when she first got signed to TNA, like I was seeing bits and pieces of her in the Indies, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh yeah, no, like she's a perfect fit for the Knockouts division. So like seeing where she's kind of starting to get featured a little bit more on TV now,
Yeah.
she is very small in stature, but she brings a lot of fight and a lot of energy, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
athleticism. I think that she's someone that could have a breakout 2026 if given the opportunity too.
She's one of the few people that when I see her, I'm like, that would be me if I was wrestling because I am that type. But I love is like I see her and I was like, I do see the nickname with the spark, and I can definitely see it within the match here. There's so many, like at least two instances that Kelly goes to like kind of do like a clothesline up for her and does a kick at one point, and she does
Hmm.
that. I call it the Matrix move, though, kind of
Yeah,
like the Trish Stratus move. I love how quick she does stuff like that. It's like you blink and you almost miss it. You kind of have to go back and rewind it to make sure you saw what you saw.
yeah.
And it's like she is very quick on her feet, and that's something that I do love about Jada's character work. It's just like she is super quick with everything she does.
Yeah.
um I think at one point she also had a moonsault that was pretty well done. But I noticed though with the camera angles, like you can tell that she like missed it and she didn't hit Kelly at the end of it though. I
Yeah.
think that's the only part that um I feel like you could see it with the camera. I feel like they could have avoided that a little bit. I liked also seeing that kind of like almost like aggressive side towards Killer Kelly because I hadn't seen it in quite a while.
Yeah.
Because there's a one point she hits her where somebody headbutts, and I was like, "This is the Killer Kelly that I remember," and I hadn't seen it in quite a while. And it's unfortunate that her stuff from TNA is smashed up with somebody else, so it's like tainted at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah, and then
But
we also didn't really get much of her when she was doing NXT UK either. So it
yeah,
feels like not only just kind of the unfortunate circumstance of like how things panned out in TNA, but it
hmm
is going to be interesting to see kind of like what she can do on her own if she ends up going to another company, if she stays on the indies, just kind of figuring out like where she is in the current like women's wrestling zeitgeist.
hmm
Again, I think it's going to be fun to see because she's had all the skill in the world. I think it's just finding the
yeah.
right place at the right time and then being able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I feel like she has the right tools because she has a character, and a lot of people are drawn to her the way they are. It's like she's easily somebody you can sign at just a matter of where at this point because she's been in WWE before slash NXT. She's been in TNA. Do you go somewhere else and try to get an opportunity somewhere else, or try to basically shine in the indie scene because she can still do that as well? And it's
Yeah,
like
and something
there's.
that like was able to capitalize on like training in the European scene, obviously coming from Portugal, having a
Mhm.
lot of time in Brit rest before making her way over to the
Yeah.
States and everything too. So I feel like now obviously her home base is the US. So getting to see
hmm
kind of where she's gonna pop up for certain things, see what promotions might be on her radar, or like even if there might be an opportunity to join Myron in AEW, I wouldn't say no to that. If the
I
opportunity
feel
does come up.
she will be different for that roster, that's for sure. So it's like if they bring her in,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that will be something a little bit different from the people they have there now. Like she already has that like charisma and connection with the crowd. It's just a matter of showcasing more of a character for her because that's she would need a platform to be able to do that. And we don't get to see that right now. We just get to see her wrestle pretty much, but I feel like she needs more of that opportunity to showcase a character. And we had a
Agreed.
little bit of that in TNA, but obviously she doesn't have that anymore. So I think that's the only thing that she'll be missing, and you need that platform to be able to do that. So I think that's the with the opportunity coming for her to really develop that character.
Yeah.
That'll be the only thing. Next up, we had the tag team match, which is the collab, which is a WID champion, Lady Laynie Luck, and Shazza McKenzie versus Pretty Empower, Kenzie Paige, and Kylie Paige. Um, yeah, this is I think the second time I believe that we have watched the collab. I really have enjoyed them together and their double team moves. But I would say with this particular one, it's just the fact that Pretty and Power just basically isolates Shasa for the majority of the match. So they really work it up as a great tag team in that aspect of it, barely letting Shasa get anywhere near Laynie and taking control of a lot of the match here. So I'd say that's the one of the major things that happens overall in the match here.
Mhm. And I mean, Shazza is someone that's been around the indie scene for quite some time. Where other she was coming over from Australia to do like a little bit of tours here before she relocated. But I've gotten to see her wrestle on her own in person. I thought that she's always been one of like the kind of underrated people on the indie scene. It was my first time getting to see Laynie wrestle. And I think also the first time I've gotten to see the Paige sisters in person wrestle. But it is interesting to kind of see like, okay, they're going to dominate Shazza throughout the whole match. Obviously, them being from NWA, they're former tag champions in NWA as well. So it makes sense why they kind of built the match the way they did. I still felt like everybody looked strong for what it was. Obviously, it wasn't Laynie. I don't think. No, I can't remember. Was Laynie the one that took the pin, or was it Shazza?
I think it was Shasa. Uh,
I think it was Shazza, but
I believe so.
yeah, but even then, like I felt like this match was like a great one to get like back from the intermission. It was one a decent amount of time. There was a lot of good back and forth, like double team offense. I thought the pacing
Hmm.
was great. So I feel like whenever I got to see like Kenzie Russell, like even in NWA, like I didn't really get to see her do much with Kylie as her tag partner. It was
Hmm.
always kind of Ella
Yeah.
Envy, but actually getting to see them like work together, like
Mm.
as this current version of Pretty Empowered, I was very much like into whatever they were doing. So I'd be curious to see how much longer they're going to stick around in NWA because it feels like they could breathe some life into some tag divisions anywhere else.
Yep.
So,
Shasa eating a pin. No way.
well, I mean, Sean Ross Sapp made a pin for Shazza, so it's, it's all
That's true.
fair. It evens out in the end.
I think another thing also with this particular one with Pretty Empowered, I like the fact that they play off with the crowd a lot because it takes so many
Yeah.
moments of like hitting Shasa and just going to the crowd and trying to get a reaction out of them somehow. And I feel like they're really good with having that particular connection with the crowd that they can do anything and get them booing and the crowd to react to them somehow.
Yeah, I feel like out of everybody on the show, I feel like they were really the only ones that like truly worked
Yeah.
the crowd like with heel energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So getting to see that was kind of fun. Like it felt very much like okay, obviously NWA is more of like an old school style product, so like getting to work the
Mm-hmm.
crowd, get more of like your character stuff in, but like have it be to like add fuel to the match, not just like do character stuff to do character stuff. It felt like
Mm-hmm.
they knew what they were there to do, and it paid
Yeah.
off because they got a lot of heat when they ended up winning the match too. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like that really stood out to me because there were very few people that would do something like that, and that's something that I still think about even after the match was over. Like how often they would do something to Shaza and then look at the crowd to get a reaction out of them. And I like the fact that they bring in the crowd. It's like we don't want the crowd to be quiet, so we're taking any moment like this to get a reaction out of them, to make them to do a chant or whatever it is, or to boo us, so we can still get that reaction from the crowd. And I think a lot of people kind of forget what they're wrestling, and you end up having that moment of silence during the matches, and it makes it kind of awkward sometimes. And I like
mhm.
the fact that they're like, we don't want it to be awkward. We're gonna get them going. And I feel like something that's really important in the matches too that a lot of people tend to miss. So it was nice to see the fact that they actually kept going with it. So I really like that about them. Like you said, it's like I hadn't seen Pretty and Power really team up in a while. So it was nice to see them both together here. Like I said, we have mentioned about the collab at least once before. And it was really well balanced match, but this one was more towards like it was almost like a 2-on-1 at this point. It was Pretty and Power, so
Yeah.
Shazza pretty much like the majority of the match. But I like the fact when Lainey does come in that they do some pretty cool like the double team moves because it did like a handspring like Kick, I think it was, it did at one point in one of them.
Yeah.
So it's like I love when they get that, and when they have the matching gears too. I love when they have a kind of combination like that with their team.
Yeah.
So it's like I get them chef's kiss for those type of details too.
I feel like that's also a lost cause with like a lot of tag teams, just like not getting either the same gear or like same color gear.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Chelsea
Oh.
Green is like the exception to the rule because that woman switches gears like Big Show switches if he's face or heel. So
Yeah, I do love when those moments where at least even if you don't have the same style because we have different characters, but at least the same
talent.
color kind of patterns to it. I love seeing that in a tag team. So I get them chef's kiss for that kind of those kind of details that we don't get to see anymore.
Mhm.
And then oh my goodness, I was like, what is this? I popped up out of nowhere. Loving and missing you all. Oh, you did a super chat for $10. Thank you, Miss Auntie. I wanted to head off the next one. I almost thought it was the main event, and I almost missed the match. My goodness, just because I it came up with the yellow thing and there for a minute it scared me. But thank you, Auntie, which I appreciated. We have Rachael Ellering versus Ashlyn Alexander. Obviously, being that I've seen a lot of NXT, I had seen a lot of Rachael Ellering before. Ashlyn, I had seen her more on social media, but this is the first time I actually watch her wrestle. So that was my introduction to her here. But she's such a powerhouse, and I love how much they showed it in this match because we have towards the beginning she shoulder attack Rachael goes to shoulder tackle her and she barely moves, and Rachel's like, what is happening? And I like the fact that she goes and she's like, try it again, and she goes to try it again, it still barely happens. So it's like I love those moments like that, that even though Rachel's the veteran here and you have like almost like a clear mind that Rachel's gonna win, it
Mhm.
still happens that you have actually have that moment and you get her highlighted. So I really love seeing that. There were so many points that still Rachel I took control of the match as well once she did. The only thing I found awkward here was that the ending, because when Rachel does the submission, I do see Ashley tapping, but then I didn't hear the music right away in the stream. I don't know if that happened and like at least on the show when you were
Yeah, no,
there
that kind of
live as
happened too,
well.
where like the music was like kind of late, or I don't even
Yeah,
remember
it
if
was
it played or
delayed.
not. But like, I
Yeah.
think it's also just it's always interesting when you have like a face match, just because it's like
Hmm.
okay, someone's gonna have to dominate a little bit, and like you got to see like a little bit of moments where like Rachel was like showing a little bit of trepidation of like using her experience
Yeah.
edge, but I thought Ashton looked great. I'm always partial to like having a Hossette fight.
Hmm.
So if y'all are gonna throw strikes, throw them in, lay them in, and they definitely were. I remember after the show, we were in line at the merch table and everything too. I think I was waiting to either do something. No, I know what I was doing. I was waiting to get like a sticker and like do a photo with Athena and Billie Starkz, and the person in front of us had a clipboard full of like no, I kid you not, like 15 different 8x10s, having Athena sign all of them. Some personalized, some not. Hey, the PayPal cleared, so I
Oh
mean,
my
make your money however you're gonna
gosh.
make it. But like while we're doing this,
Hmm.
like it's me, Pocket Volcano, and then like we're just looking at like, oh shit, he's still going. And then like Ashley was on the outside, it's like, oh my god, I was thinking the same thing too. And like we ended up hitting off there. Like she tells like how she was trained by Gary Jay, so like very much like Midwestern, like strong
Hmm.
style, like she's awesome. I think
Yeah.
she's gonna be one to keep an eye on, like with all these
Hmm.
shows. I'm 99% sure she will be on the next one coming up in May. So
Okay.
definitely be on the lookout there. But I was very much
Yeah.
impressed with Ashlyn Alexander this one. So
Hmm.
it's nice to see kind of another generation starting to build of like the women's
Hmm.
indie scene, because it felt like everybody poached them like circa 2019. Whether it's
Yeah.
going to be okay, WWE had two Mae Young Classics already, or AW starting up here, or TNA starting to get their stuff back in order. Like
Hmm.
the indies were kind of going by the wayside. Shimmer was drying up. Like it's nice to see kind of like some stalwart like women's wrestling based shows happening where it's dependable to like a home base location, so they can get more of a dedicated crew over there. Just it feels like things are starting to restore a little bit, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, and ironically, we started picking all the like women's cards, and that's when Ed noticed. It's like, oh, it's Women's History Month, and then we have a lot of women's center shows this month. We had Queendom last week, and we had the C4 one and the week before that. So I love the fact that we had so much women's wrestling in one month, and even just like these like events that are just women centered, just women from like the referees to commentators to wrestlers all around, even the promoters themselves. So it's nice to see like these all women's like shows still happening now, and I love how have been promoted, and I love the fact that they've been seeing it on the OLE, and to like pull up the curtain a little bit there, seeing the numbers on the OLE set on the channels, like the numbers are great for these shows, and it's like this is what I tell women's wrestling draws. Look at all these numbers, and it's something that yeah, as I say, in two our best shows by numbers too. Like they're two of the most watched taking overs we had in quite a while.
Yeah, you mean to tell me that women's wrestling gets the people invested? No way.
I didn't know that.
I don't know what I would be doing for like the past 20 years if not for women's wrestling, and I'm being serious. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what got me in, so of course there's going to be more eyes on it, as
Yeah,
it should. Because a lot of times it's better than the men, anyways.
that's true. And yeah, and it's like they're better than it, but they end up taking a backseat to the guys, unfortunately, and it happens.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, if we keep pushing for more for women anywhere in wrestling, eventually they're going to be undeniable to the point where they have to not only take more, but it's going to be the norm where you're going to see as many women as there are men, if not more, and more cards. I mean, looking at NXT tonight, 3 women's championship matches, I think maybe 2 matches for the guys. So,
Yeah, and they open and close the show.
yeah. I
So
mean,
let's
the more
see.
women, the merrier. I ain't going to say no.
Yep. um, but yeah, I hope definitely like that you're right. Like, I would like to see Ashlyn in the next show because I definitely wanted to see more from her. I feel like she was her look and her like overall character is very unique. So it's
Yeah.
definitely I want to see more from her. I love that powerhouse kind of character, and I love that even like Rachael kind of you see her like even her being that queen of strong style, she still struggles at moments to like take over with Ashlyn here. And even with that submission, like I said, when she tapped, the music was a little bit delayed. So I was wondering if the referee saw her tapping or not because the music took a little bit long. So I was like, wait,
Yeah.
did Rachel? Didn't she?
Yeah, no,
That's
the ref saw it on time. I will say, as far
yeah.
as like a potential matchup that I would love to see for Ashlyn at the next show, I know they're in the Midwest, but if they want to bring in someone from the East Coast, I feel like someone like a Christina Marie would be a great opponent for her.
Oh
Someone
yeah,
else who's
yeah.
also like very powerful, such a
Mm-hmm.
hard hitter. I think that'd be a nice, fun clash of styles to see them in the ring too. So, and also get more women from different regions
Yes.
too. Why not?
Why not? Before I head over and continue, we do have a little run-in, I guess, if you want to call it, because we can't talk about women's wrestling without Ella J here. Hello,
Hello.
Ella.
Hello, friend.
What's up?
Long time no see.
I know.
How are you doing, ma'am?
It's been a long day, but I'm always here for women's wrestling.
Yes, we love
As you
it.
should be.
Okay, Ed, Caitlin Marie, Johnny, Robbie will be for matches. There you go. So Ella, now that you're here, I can ask you the same thing I asked Jose. How was that environment for you going into this live?
It was really fun. I think, all but like 3 of the girls, like I had personally interacted with like 3 of the girls heading in. So I had good relationships with most of them. So I was so excited. Obviously, like my main drive was Jamie Hayter. Didn't happen though. That got pulled from under me. But I was really happy to see too, because like Jose mentioned, it was also my first time getting to see my good friend Emily J get to wrestle. I've known her for a decade. I've also known Allie Allbright for a decade. We all used to go back. It's a well-known fact back on the Stan Twitter
Mm-hmm.
days. So to see them come full circle, getting to see them wrestle us all in one place. They say 2016 is back. It was really back. That was really fun. Getting to see Laynie for the first time in person was really fun. And getting to see Shazza again. Athena, I mean, she always puts on a good match. Her and Vert was real. I mean, we'll talk about it in a minute, but she was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of Killer Kelly's first matches as a free agent. Like, just overall, like, I think this was my third all women show that I've been to. Third or fourth. And like
Yeah, because I'm
great
trying to think you did.
environment.
You went to one in Dallas for WrestleMania, right?
Oh, this is 4 then. Yeah, because Empower
Yeah.
Dallas at 8:30 in the morning, which Billie Starkz was also
Yeah.
on.
So was
Then
Empower?
Evolution.
Was
Yeah.
it Mission Pro in Dallas
It
or
was New Texas.
New Texas Pro, then
Hmm.
Evolution, and then
Yeah.
Girlfriend?
Yeah. Kudos to Billie Starkz, by the way. Like 21 years
Mm-hmm.
old and doing this. Good for her.
Yeah. Uh, I was like, I know how hard it is already to just organize an event, what as it
Yeah.
is, but to have all these women from different companies and make sure they all line
Yeah.
up for this particular event. But
Yeah.
it's also doing sponsors and the social media. I know
Yeah.
obviously she didn't do it alone, but she's like the basis of it,
She's
basically
running
the
the social
foundation.
media. Like I can
Yeah.
confirm that. Like she's obviously
Yeah.
getting some help from like her parents and Athena and
Yeah.
stuff, but most of it,
Hmm.
yeah, is herself. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what my mindset is. It's not that she's doing it alone, but she's the foundation of it. So you
Yeah.
see her doing like most of the work in itself.
Mhm.
And I can only imagine how hard it is, not only to book an event, but to book a
Yeah.
wrestling event together and a women's wrestling event. Because even for some people, like just thinking it's like a woman's show, it doesn't draw my attention to some people. It could be their mindset. So I feel like that makes it even more like selective, if that makes sense, when you're doing these type of events. So I know it can be tough. So when I see this, I was like, I love how cool it looks and the setup
Mhm.
is different. And it's like overall, I just love the look of it. Um, it just made me excited for the next one. And I see her, like you said, running social media. So you see her like doing the sponsorship things and all that stuff, doing the announcements and posting the graphics whenever somebody has got announced. Like all that stuff is it's no easy work. So to see her doing all this at 21 is it's incredible. I
Mhm.
think in school as well, where she's doing all this. Plus Ring of Honor. So I was like, I don't know how
Mhm.
she does it. Props to Billie, to be honest,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to. um, but yeah, now that we're here, I figure we'll all three of us will talk about the main event. I mean, it's Athena. You can't go wrong with an Athena match,
Yeah.
and
No.
her is still giving us the same type of character that she does in Ring of Honor here. But I love to see if her Vixen here, Ready Player One, still giving her a fight. She's not going down without a fight. For that was for sure. Um, I love the shenanigans more than anything because it just happens. It's Athena. It's like
She
Athena knocking down the
clocked the
referee.
out
Oh,
of
she
that
laid
referee.
I
her
feel like that hurt me when I
out.
saw it.
That hurt me. We were all just stunned. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was like,
But it also shows like when you work a match with someone that you trust or like you're
Yeah.
cool with, I feel like you always have to hit them harder.
Yeah.
oh, that's true.
But I feel like
Clock-
Vert's like, okay, I'll hit you
Yeah.
back just as hard, if not harder.
Uh huh.
Which
Yeah.
by the way, Vert Vixen is like the top person in my mind is how nobody has signed this woman yet. Her like
Mhm.
I first interviewed her back in 2020 when she had red hair. She was fairly new, just going around Texas. This girl has like literally taken off. Like I think the 1 year on the 2 years ago on the PWI, she was like top 40 altogether, like top 30 maybe. Like just skyrocketed, and like she has worked so hard. She's made history everywhere. She's gone to Japan. She's obviously been around Texas, the East Coast, West Coast. Like book her, sign her.
Yeah.
She deserves all the things.
I'm surprised she hasn't been signed by like AEW / Ring of Honor somehow because she's shown up
Yeah.
a few times in there when they're in the area too. So
Yeah.
I forgot one of the most recent ones that she was a part of that. When she was a part of it, I was like, oh, they're gonna give her the graphic if
I
anything.
feel like she was at like either the Collision or like when they were doing the
Yeah.
Arlington residency at the beginning of the year before the weather kind
I
of
think that
put
might
the
have
boo
been
on
it.
it.
She also
Yeah.
wrestled Athena like literally a week before this match too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a planned thing because she was supposed to be
Yeah.
facing Jamie, but then she got like a second chance at her, so that was fun too.
And also, I don't
Yeah.
know like how much we want to peel back the curtain a little bit, but we did like talk with like Athena and like I'll talk with Vert after the show. They called that entire match in the ring.
Yeah, on the fly.
Wow. You wouldn't have people to tell?
No.
No, not at all.
See, when you have two just good ass wrestlers getting to wrestle,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to worry about. I mean, I don't think they were really worrying about the time limit. Obviously, they were aware of like how much time they had left on the show because
Yeah.
they were going to start tear down shortly after. But still, it didn't feel like anything was rushed. They had a lot of good back and forth spots in. I thought even in defeat, Vert looked freaking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Athena's like arguably one of the greatest North American wrestlers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So I'm
Yeah.
always going to go up for Athena when I get to see her wrestle. So
Yeah.
still don't have a minion number though, so I'm a little salty about that. But I digress.
Incredible match first time seeing to see Vert in full. Yeah, this is the first time
You need
seeing
to
it
watch her
too.
Defy stuff, Prestige, all the West Coast stuff. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Watch her.
Yeah.
Now, granted, she got her ass kicked, but you need to watch her in Marina Shafir because that was, oh my god, that was crazy.
Yeah, I love the ending for this one though because just the fact that I forgot
Mhm.
what move Athena does, but the way she just lands literally on Vixen for the
Yeah.
pin, it just looks so funny. It was like I had to
Mhm.
go back and watch. It's like, did she just fall exactly just where the pin's supposed to be? And
Mhm.
even the fact that when the referee gets knocked out and Vert doesn't move on Athena and she goes to pin her, and obviously the crowd is doing the pin with her, but the
Mhm.
referee's not in sight.
Yeah.
Just the visual seeing the referee in the background just crawling her way into there
That
to be
poor
able to reach to
referee.
her.
Yeah, I don't know why I
Yeah.
didn't expect a rough bump, but it was like, of course we got a rough bump.
I was like, we hadn't had one in the whole show, so I was like, when I saw it, I was like, I can't be mad at it. We haven't had anything like
That
that.
might be the hardest ref bump I've ever seen, too, besides
Yeah.
Charles Robinson getting mowed over last year um, by John Cena. Other than that, like, that was, she clocked it. You should have heard the impact in person. It was loud.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I still can't believe it, but I think it's still like, even with everything, just I also love the fact that she didn't like what how the announcer was on introducing her, so she had Billie
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just great character work from Athena all around. So I love seeing that. Um, and obviously having that she's the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, she ends up winning the match at the end. So it's like,
Yeah.
in that aspect of in the card is like there's certain people that you feel like obviously they were gonna win the matches, but it still
Yeah.
didn't really just for me because the overall match was still fun to watch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then even
Yeah.
after the match, like her like putting over Vert and then just beating her down one more
Telling the
time.
hussy to get
Yeah.
out of the ring. Yeah.
It's like
I was
Vert's
like,
great, down goes Vert, get the fuck out of the ring, and then
Yeah.
just like giving Billie her flowers.
Mhm.
that was so fun. I was like, it just seeing it overall. I was like, of course, that's something Athena would do. So I was like, it
Mhm.
doesn't like as a character, it doesn't really surprise me to see this happening. So
Yeah.
it was still something like that was memorable to end the show with. So I like that a lot too.
Yeah.
Um, I figured I'll ask both of you. Is like, did you guys have like a being not biased? Because I know you had your friend in there too, or a few friends. Without bias, what was your favorite match of this whole show?
For
Yes, I'm like,
me, it's the main event, and I want to say the Fatal Four Way.
okay. Why the
Generally,
Fatal
just
Four
because I
Way?
love a good Fatal Four Way, and I thought they had like a fun one. Not even bias aside,
Mhm.
like it was just the one that always sticks in my mind the most.
How
Okay,
could I not
yeah.
say the same answers? What the hell? Um, I
I
will
mean, Killer
say,
Kelly and Jada was like will round out the
Mhm.
top three, I think.
I okay, so Jose was talking about earlier how the food truck took his entire intermission time. I basically missed the entire tag team match. Well, I watched it from afar while I was waiting for my food for the entire duration of that match. So I barely got to watch that. I'll have to go back and watch it, which is a shame because I love the collab. But like I mean, obviously Athena and Vert like is the most like hard hitting match. But then the
Mhm.
four way was also really fun with Allie doing her bestie stuff. I mean, we were also right
Yeah.
there with the Emily Monster Com pile driver from Billie. Like Lili
Mhm.
was in there too.
Yeah.
Like that was
Oh
like a
God, we didn't
really
even
fun
talk
four
about
way.
the weave.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She lost some of her hair.
But like the hair stayed on like the outside for like the rest of the
Yeah.
show too.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. So wait, that was for Emily?
Yeah, I mean, no child was left behind, but some left were.
Yeah.
So she even lost her hair on the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the type of things that you don't get to see on the
Mhm.
IWTV stream.
Yeah.
So it's good to know.
Alice
Um,
in Danger was there too, by the way. We saw her talking to some of the girls afterward, giving them like pointers and stuff and
Yeah, she
feedback.
was
She
helping
was
to
kind of
agent
a
the show as well.
behind the scenes thing. Yeah.
mm,
So she was there too. She'll be going forward them for the brand.
Yeah, and I think
huh.
of like of all the women that work in there, the only man I think that actually worked like to help things with the show
Mhm.
was Mouse.
Yeah.
And even then, like
Mhm.
he was really just letting Billie take the reins for a lot of
Yeah.
it. And then obviously
Yeah.
when they tore down the ring, they had like maybe one or two extra guys. But even
Sean
then,
was
like, it was
helping out with that a little bit.
that, and even then it was mostly the women that tore down the ring in like
Yeah.
what 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Um,
yeah, well-oiled machine. All things
yeah.
considered at Girl Fight Wrestling.
Did you guys know about the company before, like everything with Billy took over?
Yeah, I heard of
Yeah.
them before. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been following them since 2021, I want to think, when they were running like regularly. But then they stopped. Their last show before this was 2023. So it'd been about
Mm.
3.5 years since the last time they did one. And then Billie, she told me she kind of got talked into reviving it. But here she is now,
Mm.
the new owner and booker and promoter. She's doing all the things.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't heard of the company before. And then I started seeing the graphics from the girls, and I was like, I have to follow because if I can, that's what I started asking. And once they follow me back, I asked them, say, where would they be having this if it'll be
Hmm.
YouTube later or any other
Yeah.
platform because we wanted to talk about it. So when they told us that they will be on IWTV, we were like, okay, we'll wait until they'll post it, and then we'll have Jose so we can talk about it because we wanted
Yeah.
somebody that was there to at least give us some thoughts that we don't get to see on the stream. So I'm glad that even though it took a little bit of time, that we still got to finally see it, and good to know that they have that connection there with IWTV. So all the other shows will be there as well.
Yeah.
So you know that we have that platform just to watch them a little bit later. So I'm glad because I kind of wish they would do like the any older events because I would like to see what the older events were like before
Yeah.
Billie. So maybe in
Yeah.
the future, hopefully they'll have something like that. I would say that's the only thing that I would like to sort of have access to. And I don't know if maybe in the future they can put in maybe clips on the YouTube channel to like promote it afterwards too. I feel like that would be another way to get
Yeah.
people like have more eyes on it too. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I like the vibe from the show. And like I said with Jose earlier, I like the fact that this was all women from the referees to the announcer, commentary, obviously the female wrestlers too, overall. And it's obviously not always, and it feels weird to say that it's all like entirely like an all woman show with everybody involved being women from beginning to end like this. So it's nice to have that visual of having everybody involved in here. And I loved that at the beginning when they put the music and they had all the girls in the ring
Yeah.
before the show. It's like I love that kind of presentation. I was like, these are the people that you're gonna have here and showing them off before the matches even started. I feel like we don't get to see that often. I really love when they did that for the Mae Young Classic, of like having them all come in here. It's like, oh, their names, the countries they represent, they do a little post and then they leave. So it's always nice to see stuff like that because then it's in that moment to like really showcase themselves before the matches even start. So I feel like that was a nice visual to have overall with the show. But yeah, it's like I hope they for the next one that they actually put it on IWTV as well because I would love to see it.
I think they should. I think that's the
Yeah.
plan moving forward.
Yeah.
It'll probably be out in June though, because the show is May
Mm-hmm.
31st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say
Yeah.
the
I
venue's
figured.
not like the greatest with like live streaming logistics, so I can understand them wanting to just tape it and then upload it
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
after. So
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed that because I would say that's the only thing that even sometimes with the promos, I feel like it was hard for me to like understand what they were saying at times. And I don't know if they had captions or anything like because I didn't turn them on at least to it. There was times that was difficult to like listen to what was happening. You kind of get some context to what's happening, but it's
Hmm.
yeah,
difficult. So I'll say that's the only thing. But overall, I was like I love the visual from it. I love that it's a brewery because it was something different for me. I've never seen a show done like this before.
Hmm.
Even from the camera angles, like everything was really done well because you have from the entrance all the way to the ring, you can see everything clearly, and I love how they did it overall. So I'll say great job to Billy for every single little detail in here because it doesn't go unnoticed. I feel like overall they did a great show with it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah. Any other thoughts before we plug yourselves and your stuff?
The plan moving forward for me per Billy is to do, you were talking about promoting the show. We're planning to do some more interviews together to promote the show with the talents. I have no idea who's on the card yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be something to look forward to and like give the girls a spotlight and give
Yeah.
Girl Fight the spotlight. So that's the plan is I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to be doing some interviews for them for their coming shows. So I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, love to see it. Jose, any other thoughts if maybe like we have missed during this whole thing?
I mean, honestly, just really making sure give Billie Starkz her flowers
Hmm.
because putting on a show
Mm-hmm.
of this magnitude is stressful for anybody, let alone somebody who's already doing so many other things aside from just trying to be a promoter.
Mm-hmm.
Like being an active wrestler on the indies, an active wrestler on TV, and then also having to be the businesswoman and like the facilitator for all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It adds up quick, and there aren't enough hours in the day. So, however you want to support Billie Starkz, support Billie Starkz, support the girls that get booked on the show, support the shows either if you can attend or by streaming it on IWTV. Make sure you subscribe there, get the merch, whatever you see positively that this show is giving you. Back it up a little bit with some money. It'll go a long way.
Agreed. I was trying to find everything here. Where am I looking at? I can't find it now. I'm awful at this. Let's see if we have. There we go. And Jose, if you can plug in what you have, if anything else you got going on, sir.
Yeah. So, I mean, this Wednesday, I'll be back on bodyslam.net for our Dynamiked Up AEW Dynamite post show. It is the fallout from AEW Revolution, which ended up being an insane show. So I'm sure we're going to be feeling the effects of that on Dynamite this week. I know we have Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir, no holds barred. I'm excited for that one. Mm-hmm. And then next Saturday, the 28th, will be another episode of the Mother Tuck and Post show as we're getting into the latter stages of season 18 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Working out if we are going to have our special guest that I have in mind for this one. But just stay tuned to the socials. Keep in mind, anything that's going on there is going to be probably on my Twitter or just wherever I am. So Jose in the Air there. Or if you like book talk stuff, TikTok, Jose, can you read? Chances are I'm always doing some sort of malarkey. If it's a review, a dumb sketch, some spoilers from hockey romance books that are awaiting to be filmed for season 2
Wearing
of
dog
shows.
beds on your head.
No, that was on my main. That wasn't on the book talk account. But yeah. Shout out Cheetah Girls too. But yes. I also had the Five Below table in the video before the dog bed. So, you know, I'm one to commit to a bit. What can I say?
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true. I'll give you like brownie points for that one because I can't do it.
Theater kid. What can I say?
That's true. And Miss Ella J.
I'm just chilling this week. I got some interviews lined up for next week. I just did an interview with Ava Lawless and Andrea Mitchell. So 2 great Canadians. Check them out. Drea was at the Bailey's Lodestone camp, and Ava Lawless is heavy metal. So if you're into that, follow them both and check out those interviews.
Yeah, we just saw Drea when we did the C4 show.
C4,
2 weeks ago at this point for us. Yeah, really overall fun show for women as well. So that was, I had seen her on social media, but to see her finally wrestle was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I always forget when my stuff is at, but I'll say it here. You can follow Ol'Ed Podcast on all social media platforms. If you saw it earlier, most likely you did. You saw the little super chat here from Auntie. You can do that now as well for the super chats for us. Something that we have brand new on the channel, so we're really proud of the fact that we finally got monetized to be able to do this. So thank you, Auntie, for being the first one. I think I've taken over that we've done so far. I haven't done any other ones. So yeah, another thing will be if you can, hopefully in the next couple of days when you go back to taking over, you can hit those high points, so hype us out. That will help us out to get more eyes on the Ol'Ed channel overall. Hit the like button and comment if you were at the show, or if you like to watch it later on IWTV, give us your thoughts on it as well. Overall fun show. I love how quick it went by as well. Like I couldn't believe it when I was halfway through it at that point. I was like, how has it only been an hour? I feel like it's been longer than that.
I think in total, including intermission, it was like maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes, which was great. Yeah. And in the afternoon, it was great.
I was wondering about the intermission because I was wondering if there was going to be an intermission, but at least they cut that off from the IWTV and it's only 2 hours. Yeah. And I was like, I don't mind it for my attention span.
Yeah.
And for me, you can find me again next Tuesday for taking over with Ed. Hopefully he'll be back. Sending, like I said, some well wishes for Mama Fries that she gets better. You can find me. My Twitter is Astrid Pizarro and my Instagram and Threads is Astrid Pizarro 20. And that will be it at least for tonight. Again, thank you to Jose for stopping by and for Ella for her little run-in as she was able to do a few minutes with us. We greatly appreciate it. But yeah, we appreciate you guys being here and everybody watching. So we'll see you guys next time.
I am in misery.